Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the Sheffield United game. It was Sheffield United 1. No, it wasn't. It was West Ham United 2. Sheffield United 0. We've got a clean sheet today, yeah. It was what it was, isn't it? What are we laughing at?
You. Sheffield United 1, the West Ham, we're not used to getting a clean sheet. He's used to us losing. We've lost 2 in a row. It's gone to your head. Look, you think we're going to lose every week.
No, I thought, listen, it was a controlled performance.
These sort of games are always frustrating, aren't they? Because they've just come off the back of an 8-0 defeat and you're expecting to turn up here and, roll them over 4 or 5-0, but it don't happen. And the starting lineup was exactly the same. I was expecting a couple of changes today. When me and Dan done the preview, we both said that we can maybe see Kudus coming in and maybe Aguerd being dropped, but he kept the same team. And the first half, I thought we were really good. I thought we played some good football. We took 2 good goals. Great finish from Bowen and Souček as well. But yeah, no, I thought we controlled the game. They're no threat. You can see why they're bottom. I watched them last week against Newcastle. They didn't even look like a Championship team. They look like a League One team. And that's probably insulting the League One team because they were poor.
That's the thing. They didn't look like a team that was coming to redeem themselves after getting battered, or they was going to come.
The thing is, they're probably high-fiving each other. They've only conceded 2 tonight.
Yeah.
But that's it, lads. We're back.
They were poor. They really had nothing about them today. And it was a boring game. It was a really boring game of football. It sort of passed me by for the most part. He was like, all right, let's just get it done, get the clean sheet. And that's what I really wanted. I said before, I would rather win 2-0, than win 4-1 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, we give him a little bit of criticism, and rightly so, at Aguerd after last week's performance. But I thought he played all right today. I thought he played well. But he wasn't up against much, was he? He weren't. But no. Everything the defence had to do, they done right. They didn't make any silly mistakes. Ariola didn't make any silly mistakes.
I think that again, I think that just comes with the fact that they ain't that potent, And as you said, like we said this yesterday on Friday Night Pint, we seem to be making a couple of mistakes. We're doing a lot right, but we're conceding a lot of possession. Normally, we're conceding a lot of chances, and once every now and then, we're making a mistake. And against the bigger teams, they punish you. City punished us for making a couple of mistakes. Liverpool punished us for making a couple of mistakes, and I don't think they got in amongst us enough. I'm going to be honest, right, and I'm not going to be critical because as I said, like 13 points at this point in the season, I think it's a great return, especially with the teams we've played. I think you look at sort of Arsenal, who've played sort of nobody yet, and they've got 17 points. So, I think 13 points after playing Man City and Liverpool, with a couple of nice winnable games coming up. But I think it comes back to what we were saying tonight. This was an opportunity for a couple of players to come in. This was an opportunity to go for the throat. This was an opportunity to go for the jugular. They didn't offer nothing. They didn't offer absolutely nothing, Sheffield United.
Possession, it was like, when you look at the stats, they had 47% possession, so which I thought we were going to have a lot more than 53% today. It was, shots-wise, I think they had 16, we had 20, but they had 2 on target, and the thing is, we finished our chances. That's the difference. But even their ones on target, I'll be honest, I can't really remember them. I don't think they...
There was a good one. There was a good save from Ariola. I don't know if it... he pushed the ball out as it was...
Their keeper pulled off a couple of good saves, especially in the first half. The one... was it Souček's header? I'm sure it was Souček's header in the first half. Pulled off a good save. But yeah, look, I was really impressed with Souček.
His delivery is so good down the...
I think he's chasing Ward Prowse for his assists this season. Yeah, that's another one for him. And it was a great finish by Bowen. It was a well-worked goal. Little triangle in midfield and then out to Souček, down the wing, cut across, bang. That's what you like to see. Nice goals like that. Simple goals.
I think... do you know what I think it come down to? I think it come down to the fact that they realised they've gone the same. As I said before, like with all what Moyes does, he flogs the same horse. And that was the criticisms that was given us yesterday, which... you can look at it one or two ways. Are we in a position to change it up? If he changes it up and we lose the game, then he's going to get criticised and just say, well, why didn't we just, we played so well. Why aren't we still playing the same team? But at the second half of the season, it's a long season. It's a long season.
Yeah, and like I said, you've got Europe on Thursday. Then we're back here again on Sunday against Newcastle, which will be a difficult game. So from what I see of Kudus today when he come on, I don't see what more he's got to do now to be in the starting lineup. I thought he don't. When he come on, he just every time he got that ball, he just got his head down and just looked to run. He's dribbled it. It was one they couldn't get off him.
No, yeah, and it gave the crowd a big lift and we were starting to get bored a bit.
And that's what when we talk about what we want to see at West Ham, the attacking football, players like that, that's what they do. They get you off your seats, because that was a great bit of play. But as I said, mate, these games are frustrating, but it's a clean sheet and 3 points. So people will probably be sitting there thinking, why are you so
downbeat?
I'm not. Of course, I'm happy with one. I want to win every game, but I was just expecting a few changes there, and I said, look, it's difficult for me because Souček scored today, and I think Souček had an half-decent game, but I would have just liked to have seen a little bit different style lineup. But look, we've won the game, so who am I?
Yeah. Scott was saying to me in the ground, this game really doesn't need Alvarez and Souček in the same side against the likes of Sheffield United, who haven't really got much threat. We could have afforded to give Kudus a chance and go at him, and I think Souček. And he took his goal brilliantly today. And I think he has, I've said this, he has a place in this team, but there's certain games, I think, where
you could afford to go without.
Yeah, without it.
And I agree on the
like. You think he will be more crucial against Newcastle this year?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I agree.
But no, his goal today was a great ball from Antonio as well. He had he had a poor game for me today. Done a lot of running, but every time he had a chance, he fluffed it.
Yeah.
But
it's like he was trying too hard at times.
Yeah.
By points where if he laid it off to say Keta, then Keta was in a better shot, but he was just trying so hard to redeem himself.
And this is what happens when a striker goes on a run of games without scoring. They find themselves getting frustrated, and every half chance they're just snapping it, and just play your game, because when he for that 5 minutes when he got his head right, he played a great through ball to Souček, and a great finish.
Yeah, no,
great touch.
So I thought he'd done all right. The only thing about him was today is his awareness of what's around him is shocking. And I mean that shocking. There was one point where, he got himself in a good position, but Curtis laid it back to him. And instead of just keepers made a save, he's come back out. There's all this nonsense going on in the box. It comes straight to him. It's coming to him, like rolling to him. All you have to do there is put your foot through it. The goalkeeper was out of position and all that. He tried to take a touch, and someone's sort of come around. But this is the fucking Premier League. He's been playing in it now for 8 years, 9 years. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got the time to take them touches. And if you want to be, the top striker, and this is what I've always said about him, he shouldn't be our top striker, because it's things like that where if that drops to a sort of like a Haaland or something like that, they're putting that away. No, even like a Gabriel Jesus or something like that, they're just sticking that in the back of the net. His awearness sometimes is
He's done that a couple of times. I've seen him just put your foot through it.
Yeah.
Just do it. It comes instincts. That's what you ain't got. It's that instinct. And he started the season well, I thought, Antonio. He started the season really well.
He did good work. I thought he'd done good work today.
Yeah, as I said, he'd done a lot of running. He was involved. He was trying to frustrate their back four. But it's just the end product.
Scoring goals.
Yeah. And we know him. Once he gets one, he goes on that little run, doesn't he? But the way but what you got to come in, this is why I was saying about Kudus could maybe play that role, and I think he could. I don't think Danny Ings is too good enough to start in the Premier League, but yeah,
Kudus could. But I think we need another forward.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially if we find ourselves in a good position. But I'll tell you something now. How many goals that for Jared Bowen? 5 in 7, isn't it?
Yeah, he must have a couple of assists on it as well.
I think he's got 4 assists and 5 goals or something like that. Or I don't know, but he started the season flying. He's doing really well. As I said, he's one of our key players, and you always look for Bowen. When you want to drag us through or get a goal, he's the main man for this team. I feel. Look, skill wise, you can't come close to like Paqueta that. But as an overall player, I think he's our best player in football.
You think about what they're sort of talking about Bukayo. I think Bukayo Saka scored today, but there was comparisons against him a couple of seasons ago. I think Bowen came out on top last season. Obviously, Saka took the title, but this season he's on 5 goals. They're talking about Son at Tottenham. He's got 5 goals, and they talked about him having a brilliant season.
He goes under the radar quite a lot, Bowen. I think.
It does. He goes unnoticed because he's not at the top 6 clubs. But I think Bowen could fit into any team. I really do. I looked at Liverpool last week and I was thinking to myself, Bowen could play up. Easy. I think he's a Jurgen Klopp type player.
There's a lot of talk about him being a Salah replacement, and that's next season. That's something we're going to have to potentially.
It worries me with his deal because he's leaving it and they're dragging it out. We need to get him tied down to a longer deal straight away because there'll be a lot of clubs sniffing around. Mate,
yeah.
But me and you spoke about this on when we did Friday Night Pint, just the two of us the other week about someone asked us about price tag, and we said you could easily get another 100 mil for Jared Bowen, especially if he keeps up this sort of form. I just think it depends. No, but think about it, because Liverpool, they're going to get a load of money for Salah. They're going to get crazy money. We're going to know how much they've got for Salah. They're going to be desperate to replace him. I think we can. I'm not saying he's worth that. I'm saying I think we can get that or close to that for Bowen if we had to sell him. I want to keep him, but and that's the thing. We're not in a position where we're forced to sell. And I think he's a bit more settled. Obviously he's with his family down here. His wife and kids. All of that. So. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I thought it was much more influential.
Another Northerner who's moved down south and settled. Bowen's brilliant, as I said. But yeah, look, I thought it was as a controlled performance today. I didn't feel any threat from Sheffield United. Wasn't worried. Even when they had a 5-minute spell when they was knocking it about. I just didn't. They just had nothing up front. And if I was, I look at their fans and you can see that they're just accepting it. They're happy to be in the Premier League. They're going to enjoy a few away days, but they know they're going back down. People said, but then again, people were saying that about Luton. And personally, I still think Luton will go down. But they've got a great result today. They're out the bottom bottom 3. A couple of wins and you start moving up the table. And
it's a mad day in the Premier League today. Really shocking.
United losing at home, to Palace.
The thing is, it's weird because Sheffield United, I didn't hear any chants from their fans or boos or chants for their manager to get sacked or anything. It's like they're just happy to make.
They got pillaged at the beginning of the season. They come up and they were selling people left, right, and centre. They didn't even have a squad at one point.
Sold their best player.
Sold their best players, and it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad.
I think they got a few injuries at the moment as well. So
the problem is with clubs like that is that they come up and the owners just see the money.
Yeah.
They think we're here for 1 year, we'll go down, we'll enjoy the championship again and try to get back up.
It was brilliant though. They were singing, "As shit must you be, we're drawing away," and as they were singing that, we scored.
I didn't even hear them, mate. To be honest, yeah,
because we're quite.
They was very quiet. There was no Tevez chance today.
There was. Yeah. See, you're in the spoiled sandwich seas.
We was in the Cobra today, so yeah. We didn't hear any of that. No, I'm sorry, I did enjoy it, mate.
It's nice, man. It's nice. Yeah, it was really nice.
Sticky toffee pudding at half time.
Yeah. There was some complaints. I see people complaining about the atmosphere. It was a bit flat for the most part. There was a few pockets.
It's hard to get up for games like this. It really is. Like, you think that, say for instance, the League Cup game, Arsenal at home, it's going to be sold out electric. Everyone's home. When you play Sheffield United at home, no disrespect, it's not the game you're going to... But I think this stadium's been flat for a while. Only now and again it'll get up.
The thing is, the football does have an impact because when you're not, creating loads of chances and, you're not on the front foot a lot of the time, and shooting and all of that stuff, right? It does get flat. You see it at West Ham, even at this ground, no matter who we're against, when the game starts quick, and we're having a great shot, we're forced to save, got corner, the fans, and they're going, "Come on, you are." It's like it gets the fans up for it. We're just flat, like on the pitch. It's tight games. Yeah.
Tight games bring the atmosphere out because you feel like you have to be the 12th man. That today, I'm not joking. I think this is me personally, right? There's a couple of people, and I was like, we should have gone from the start. But seeing this, the team we picked, I think they've done the right thing today. They made the ball. They just used the ball. They passed the ball around. They didn't have to get out of second gear. It's as good as a fucking rest.
I like
not for training.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game. The old Mexican Mark Noble in midfield out.
Oh,
it's brilliant. The way
that booking was a trophy.
Yeah, but that's why Moyes took him off because he knew he was one more tackle. Just before that, he made that crunching tackle, and it was a fair tackle. But the Sheffield United player was rolling around and give the referee saying to think about it. One more challenge would have gone in. he probably got
It's everyone where I was, we was all cheering that tackle. It was like, yeah, the tackle. And then that's what pulled it up. I was like, what?
like when you grew up, like when I grew up watching football in the 90s, tackles like that used to go in, week out. And people used to love that. People used to love seeing the opposition players get and a proper tackle, as they used to call it. But
it gets the crowd up almost as much as like a skill, a great bit of skill.
No, he played very well today, very controlled in there. I thought he just sits in there, he's just slotted in. Beautiful. Sometimes you get like a lot of foreign players come over and it takes a long time for him to settle, but he's just settled straight in from his debut to now. He's just brilliant to watch. And I, as I said the other day, I can't wait to see him score because I think he's a nutter and he's going to do something right.
He's such a control. I think we've got such a balanced midfield.
Yeah, we ain't even mentioned Ward-Prowse yet.
No.
Another great game from him, I thought.
Yeah, I thought he sort of went quiet last week against Liverpool. But today, he was just back to his best and, pinging the ball about at will, putting great...
What I love watching him because he's that sort of, he's a no-nonsense. He reminds me a bit like what Michael Carrick used to be. Nothing flash. Just as soon as he gets it, bang, he's getting it straight out to the wide areas, trying to play that through ball, not holding on to it, just because he knows he's not that type of player, but he knows he can tell why his idol's David Beckham.
He's Beckham.
Because the way he pings the ball and, it's just a joy to watch.
I really thought he was going to get his first free kick and he had the opportunity, he got it on target.
It was such a, do you know what, we was watching that, we see that
it was a tight angle.
It was a tight angle. I don't think he should have been.
You want to sue it at left footer. I
could read that from where I was sitting.
Said it, didn't we? Yeah. He's trying there. The keeper must have heard us. Like, it was, you could just see what it was going to do. But I think that's why I was saying that they're expecting Ward-Prowse to take it. Let Paqueta take it. Let him over the wall, left foot. But
tell you what, was doing us well this season. We're having players that are so consistent. Emerson's been consistent. Ward-Prowse has been consistent. Alvarez has been consistent. And Paqueta, I think, has been one of our most consistent players. He's been so good this season.
Even Soufal, I probably played maybe 1 or 2 games where he was a bit shaky. Yeah. The last 2 games, I think he's been back to his best.
But I think Paqueta is going to be one of them other players, right? Is next season, obviously teams are going to be knocking on the door. He'll be gone. Yeah. So this is the thing. If you're going to lose Paqueta, you want to keep Bowen. If you end up losing both, you end up getting nearly 200 million for the pair of them. But that's going to have to be planned for and invested. But yeah, it'll be sad to see him go because I think he's going to have an electric season this season.
Yeah, you never know. He might shock you and stay for another year.
Yeah, it's the release clause, isn't it?
It'd be nice to see us have a bit of ambition. Like, so I know it's a long way off, but come January and try to go out and get a top striker. Like, have a bit of bottle and just go for it and try to get, like, I know like people laugh because he's been linked with someone like Ivan Toney. Go and spend the money, bring him in. I'd love to imagine someone like him in his
Watkins,
team.
Mate.
Yeah, Watkins would be good. But I don't think Villa are selling. But Ivan Toney, imagine him in this sort of team.
Well, yeah, we'd have to because the only thing is,
yeah, they're going to be in for him.
Because I bet Betway would be happy with him and Paqueta rubbing their hands together.
The only thing that would worry me about him is it's going to take him a long time to get back up to speed. We ain't got time to get him up to speed. Right?
He's getting himself fit.
No, he's that. He's fit. He's fit. Why?
He's getting himself fit.
He's different,
and he'll be back.
Yeah, like if we're getting him we need him to make an impact this season. I understand that, but if you're buying him just to keep him in mind for next season, the season after, and that's what we made.
He turned up looking like TT Kamara. Look, I'm not even Ivan Toney, but someone. Just go out there and just get a natural number 9. I think we should look abroad.
I think there's loads of them out there to be got. I think you look at what we've, what we sold Declan for and what we've bought in replacement. Alvarez is, if he was Declan Rice, we'd be selling him for another 100 million. He's that good. You know what I mean? He's flying around. He's making attack. Like, he's a proper enforcer. Ward-Prowse. I think that obviously, like, the relegation didn't do them any favours, but it's done us a favour because we've got him for 30 million. All right, he's aging a little bit, but, you can still see his qualities. And then Kudus for 40? Was it 45 million? Like, he's going to be a player.
Yeah.
You can tell he's going to be a player.
I tell you what, this man, Mavropanos, I really like the look of.
I tell you what, mate, he come running past me. He was like, you, mate, Jesus Christ, I've never seen a bigger bloke in all my life.
He come on, he was just in front of me, and I think he's going to be top class.
Yeah, he's. I think once he gets in the team, he'll be hard to shift. I think if him and Zuma got a partnership going, you won't give him that team. But as I said, there will be games where we might have to go to a back three. So imagine having him, Maguire, and Zuma at the back.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed to be what we sort of shifted to towards the end of the game, wasn't it? He was on the right side because I think that's the thing. He is more of I think he can play right back as well. So
I'm pleased for Areola as well. Clean sheets today. I think he's fine. I know he's conceded a few goals this season, but some games he's been class.
He's been deserving of
it's nice for him. It's like that's 2 clean sheets in a row for a goalkeeper. Now Fabianski on the other night, and obviously Areola. So so that continues because we're back here on Thursday. No, we're not here on Thursday.
we're back here on Sunday.
We'll be at the Brewdog on Thursday. How about that?
Back here next Sunday against Newcastle, which will be a difficult game but they've got a difficult game during the week. They've got PSG. Let's hope the emotions and everything gets the better of them.
They're going to have to play their strongest team against the PSG. They can't really.
Of course, no. Against them. We're going to have to play a strong team against Freiburg as well, because if we can get a win out there and we come back here and then get a win and 3 wins in a way in Europe, that's sort of season through,
yeah.
But
which is what we've done before.
I think there'll still be rotation.
Oh, yeah, be similar to the last game we was in.
Yeah, and I don't think Newcastle can really afford to rotate at all. They're going to have to play the same team. They're going to have to play.
That's the problem when you're in the Champions League, and this is what I'm saying. Like, if we want to go anywhere this season, these are the things we've got to, penalise. They're going to have a tough game. Look, I know we can go to Europe, but we may be able to play rest a few and play a bit of a weaker team against the Freiburg. They're going to have to go full out. They're going to have to go all out against PSG because they're in a hard group. They had a fucking fantastic draw out in Milan. Fantastic draw. Yeah, it's a really hard group, mate. Yeah, and to have any chance, they've got to go full out. The same with Arsenal. When we get Arsenal, we're in on that. I believe on that Thursday or Wednesday. I think they've got. Who've they got? Champions League. I think they've got Champions League.
Yeah, they're in the Champions. Yeah, they're in the Champions League. They've got Champions League next week. I don't know if
they're not the same week. Champions League the same week. We've got them in the cup.
No.
The week.
No, I'm getting a bit confused.
Yeah,
No, but but they're the sort of things you've got to.
That's why
penalise.
Yeah, what you say is that's why Arsenal, obviously with the Champions League, and obviously they still think they can win the title. They have to look at that Carabao Cup.
No, nothing.
Nothing because they think they can win the title.
Yeah, no, they can. Of course, they can.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we'll see. We'll see at the end of the season.
But what I'm saying is, they have to prioritise. Are they going to go and say, right, we're going to play our same team we play in the league against West Ham in the cup? I don't think so.
There's no
they'll have a weakened team for the League Cup. Their priorities are Champions League and obviously the Premier League, and the same as Newcastle. They've worked so hard to get to the Champions League. They want to go full on in the Champions League, but anyway, fuck them. Yeah, it's all about the Europa League.
Right. What was it now? 4 wins for us? 4 wins in 7. 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses.
Yes, yeah.
Great start to the season.
2 losses against Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah, City and Liverpool.
The other teams that beat.
Not many teams like out there have played them two either. So we've done well. I think we've had a great start. But bearing in mind, we went to Brighton and won, and look what I know Brighton got smashed today, but they've been playing some good football.
Yeah, they won 5 or 6. Yeah,
and our record to get out there is terrible.
Yeah, and then obviously you got Tottenham. I'll do my little Premier League show here, aren't I? Save this for Monday.
No, I just think I think next week he's going to show us where we are.
Yeah, that's going to be a big test next week.
Yeah, because I don't look at it the same way as Liverpool, Man City's.
No, they're the top.
It's a game that we can win, but we've got to be on it.
We used to remember what they done to us here last season, 5-1.
Yeah, they bashed us. They battered us. Yeah,
so they're not going to be an easy game.
That my mind, because all the time I'm thinking, we've never.
No, they battered us, mate.
Yeah,
they absolutely battered us. But they they're riding crests and waves at the minute. You know what I mean? Like they are getting back to. Listen, they've had a little bit of a boost in getting to where they're getting, and they've got a good team. You know what I mean? Like, but you got to remember, a couple of seasons ago, they were rock bottom. You know, before they got taken over. They were rock bottom, and they looked like they was going to go down. They didn't have any wins
for any outcome.
No, but at the moment, at this point, they haven't. I don't think they've completely surpassed. They've had some bad losses as well this season. Don't forget, I think they lost 4 on the spin this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I know they played Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah, but I think they got beat by Brighton quite badly as well, and I think they lost 4 on the spin.
Yeah, so
like
we should go into that game feeling confident
at home. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got them. Like, pick up them points early. They've got a tough European game and all that, but it will show us where we are. It will show us where we are next week.
That's going to be.
If we can at least compete, with these sort of sides, you're not going to. I don't think you're going to be able to compete with the Man Cities of the world. I don't think you will. But I've always said, like, at least against the Man City and the Liverpool, they knew they was in the game.
Yeah, they had quality to finish it. I mean, you look back at that Man City game and the Liverpool game, we had chances where we could have took the lead, but we didn't take the chance. They take their chances. That's the difference. Newcastle, I agree with what you're saying. They're like a sort of step down in it, and our players can test themselves against them.
And that's where you want to be.
Champions League team.
Yes.
To think that if Newcastle can do it, so can we.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yes, that'd be interesting. But
Poi mesh.
First things first, point mesh. Yeah, I think that's where we've got to be. I think that's where we've got to be aiming for. Playing well, can't complain. Listen, we're always moaning about something, ain't we? But
that's what I mean. But that's part of it. It's looking at things.
I thought it had a funny turn there. Like, I was trying to win it.
No, we are. But we are. You know what I mean? Like, what can you say? What can you say? We're winning games.
That's what.
Yeah. No, wait, listen. We're only sitting here talking about what we've just seen. Like, we come out of the ground. We haven't seen the replay. So you might go home and watch Match of the Day tonight, and it might look a little bit different. But
there was a lot of like shouts for penalties and stuff like that.
Both sides, really.
Yeah. There was one. I remember one that Sheffield United claimed for where it flicked up and hit the arm of. I think it might have been Zuma, but it was nothing. His arm was down. Can't really remember any of our ones.
Well, there must have been
one. That must have been a arm sandwich.
There was a VAR check for handball, and we was looking at thinking it was a foul, right? And when it flashed up for handball,
yeah. So they've obviously like it was one of the players that got in the ear, or they said, "Oh, we'll have another look at that." But
that's what I want to look back and see because there was 2 fouls in the box that we was all sad for penalty, and I want to see the handball back for that VAR.
So who's your man of the match today?
Soufal, I think. Soufal was my man of the match.
I should go with Soufal.
Soufal, that's an interesting shout.
Yeah,
Soufal and Paqueta, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Paqueta.
I think he's just, again, I think he's a victim of his own
I
success.
think Soufal had a really...
Yeah. Do you know what he seemed to relish as well? Was a physical battle. He was getting into a lot of physical battles with the winger.
Yeah, he struggles a little bit more with pace.
Yeah, but physical battles,
yeah,
he relishes that. But I thought Souček was good. I really do. I thought he took his goal really well.
Yeah, Souček, this is the thing. When we say about Souček, he didn't do anything particularly wrong today or made any mistake. I was just mad. It was just that I felt like, him not being on the pitch, having someone more attacking could have had us, playing a little bit more positively today. And that's the thing, and that takes nothing away from him. Like I said, he hasn't done anything wrong. He took his goal really well. I thought he'd sort of would struggle to get it out from under his feet because the pass came in quite heavy.
Yeah.
But he did really well, so fair play.
So we're champions of Europe. We're massive. 3 points.
Top 7.
Happy Saturday. What more do you want?
Top of the group in Europe.
At the minute,
yeah. Unbeaten since Prague.
Yeah.
No. In fact, unbeaten since the
Frankfurt
semi-final in Frankfurt.
So,
really good. What are we moaning for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Happy day.
Not sure.
Happy day.
I'll tell you what, though, Nick from Claret and Booze has got one step towards having to wear his Messiah t-shirt, that's for sure.
Oh, yes. Interesting bet.
Yeah, if we beat Arsenal, he's got to wear a Messiah t-shirt for a week in his videos. So, unlucky, mate. He sent me a couple of messages after last night when we was having this backwards and forwards on Friday night pint. He was going, I shouldn't have made that bet. So,
well, you ain't got to burn it now.
I had a couple of... I ain't got to burn it, no.
Because if we lost today, you'd have had to burn that.
That was funny last night, though, when I was even thinking to myself, and then he leant back and had a Moyes t-shirt.
Yeah, it wasn't a Moyes t-shirt. It's a Europe. Do you know what? I'm gonna get the design chase. Yeah, Bowen on the front.
No, why? It's Moyes, the Italian job. He's the leader. He's
Kevin Nolan on it.
Yeah,
it's shame.
No, I'm not ashamed. It's just sad. He said I got to burn a t-shirt. We ain't got to burn a t-shirt, but he was messaging me afterwards. I should have made that bet. A couple of Vinos in that. He's going, there ain't no way we're going to lose tomorrow. I said, I know. I told him, well, I didn't say it. You said it. You know what I mean? But, this Thursday at the Brewdog we're going to be hosting a Ginger Pele night. We're going to be able to, you're going to be able to come along to the Brewdog in Upminster. You're going to be able to watch the game, and then we're going to have we'll be hosting a night with James Collins, which was going to be very, very fun. I've spoke to Colton Cole today.
I know, I was there.
Yeah. So
Tell him. You want to tell me? I was there.
I spoke to Colton Cole today.
And it says what? It's going to be very...
You see, he says it's going to be brilliant. But we've got some things lined up for that night. It's going to be great. You can go get your tickets now at the Brewdog website. We'll leave a link in the description down below. But we're happy hammers tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I've had a good day. Bit of corporate hospitality.
Yeah, we went corporate. We had a steak and that, and it's out in a. Listen out. Every now and then, mate. I'll tell you what. I can see the appeal.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I've turned down so many chances to go into corporate. It was only that Nicky said to me that his wife's his wife's boss, innit?
Yeah.
He's got to tell, would you want to come in? I thought, yeah, why not?
To be fair,
treat
like,
yourself.
Where you two sit, no one really sings or stands up or anything. So for you, flies there, but I wouldn't trade where I am.
Yeah, but we might as well go and sit in the corporate where they don't sing, but you get sticky toffee.
That's what I'm saying.
Steak.
But, mate, you did have to leave your seat. They was just bringing everything to you.
I went to the toilet. I was saying hello to Bishop, John Moncur. Keith Robson pulled me. That was funny. He was like, that was a great name, Romford, wasn't it? It's good. It's nice. I'll do it once in a while.
I'll be back there next week. Not in corporate. I'll be back in my seat next week. But thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. Subscribe if you're new. Go and check out all our other content. Fan cams are going up right now.
Thank you to the Podium Bar.
Thank you to the Podium Bar. And if you want corporate treatment, mate, come here. You know what I mean? Don't go over there. Come here, because this is where they treat you the best. But thank you very much. One thing left to say. Come on, you guys.